Imagine a remote outpost perched on a rocky island in the North Atlantic Ocean, the Flannan Isles Lighthouse. For centuries, it stood as a beacon, guiding sailors through dark, treacherous waters off the coast of Scotland. But in the winter of 1900, something inexplicable happened here. 3 men vanished without a trace. On December 15th, 1900, a supply ship arrived at the Flannan Isles to relieve the lighthouse keepers, Thomas Marshall, James Duckett, and Donald MacArthur. When the crew reached the island, they expected to find the men safe and sound. Instead, the lighthouse was eerily silent. The logbooks showed no sign of anything unusual, except the last entry hinted at a severe storm. Yet, despite searching the island, no bodies were found, and there were no clues as to where these men had gone. The lighthouse itself was still operational. The lamps had been kept burning, but the men had disappeared. Was it an accident? Had the storm swept them away? Or was something else at play? Over the years, theories have ranged from a massive rogue wave sweeping the keepers into the sea to more supernatural ideas, ghostly hauntings or curses. One version even suggests that one keeper may have gone mad and forced the others off the island. But no evidence confirms any of these tales. What strikes me most about this mystery is the silence. It's as if the island swallowed the men whole and held its secret tight. And this silence has echoed for more than a century, drawing curious minds back to those lonely rocks, reminding us how small and vulnerable we are against nature's vastness. Now, let's switch continents and centuries for our next story, where history meets an eerie pause in time. In 1872, one of the most enduring maritime mysteries unfurled in the Atlantic Ocean, involving a ship that seemed almost alive in its mystery, the Mary Celeste. The Mary Celeste set sail from New York to Genoa with a crew of 7 and a cargo of alcohol. Weeks later, a British ship spotted the Mary Celeste drifting without any crew aboard. It was perfectly seaworthy, with its cargo intact and no signs of struggle or disaster. Yet, the ship was abandoned. When the rescuers boarded it, they found personal belongings left behind, meals half-eaten, and the ship's log showing routine entries until just days earlier. No note, no distress signal. The crew had seemingly vanished into thin air. Here's where it deepens. The lifeboat was missing, so either the crew left deliberately or was forced out of the ship somehow. But why? Storm? Pirates? Mutiny? None of the evidence fit neatly. The Mary Celeste was found near the Azores, an area known for sudden storms. But the weather was calm when the ship was discovered. Over the years, theories have included alcohol fumes causing an explosion scare, seaquakes, sea monsters, and even extraterrestrials. More practical explanations suggest that the crew might have abandoned ship temporarily due to fears, only for something unforeseen to prevent their return. Yet, no bodies were ever found. The mystery lingers. There's a haunting beauty in the image of a perfectly preserved ship, sailing alone, forever carrying its silent crew's secrets across the waves. It reminds us how fragile human presence is in the vastness of the ocean, how sometimes the sea claims stories that remain just out of reach. Both the Flannan Isles disappearance and the Mary Celeste vanished into mystery despite detailed records and thorough searches. These stories speak to the unexpected gaps between what we can control and what slips away beyond understanding. Maybe that's why they continue to fascinate us, because they hold a mirror up to our own uncertainties, to the unexplored spaces in our history and imagination. In the end, these mysteries aren't just about lost men and ghost ships. They're about our timeless quest to find meaning in the silence and hold onto the stories that refuse to end.